because I don't think anyone can argue Caitlin Clark has changed the game. She changed it in college and in the WNBA. We know she broke those records in college, but what was it about Caitlin that has just garnered so much attention and changed things the way that she has?
You know, Rihanna, obviously she's a basketball player, clearly, as you can see, but she's also an entertainer.
Christine Brennan's explosive tell-all on Caitlin Clark has skyrocketed to the top of the bestseller list, and the WNBA isn't handling it well. Caitlin Clark and the revolution in women's sports isn't just dominating book sales, it's blowing the lid off the league's deepest secrets. What was meant to be their golden goose? Turns out, they tried to clip her wings from the start.
Seems like every story or excerpt or interview that Christine does turns up the heat a little bit more on what Caitlin Clark's first year in the WNBA looked like and the lack of preparation from the league level to the players to, even logistically. This league was not ready for this phenomenon to take over.
What was meant to be a tribute to Clark's historic rookie season has morphed into a scathing indictment of the WNBA's leadership. And the panic inside league headquarters is spreading faster than her logo threes lit up the internet.
This league is full of drama, absolute drama. Now, we knew when Christine Brennan, the journalist who wrote the upcoming Caitlin Clark book, the stories emerging from this book is going to light the league on fire. I mean, seriously, we got an altercation between Brennan and Dejanay Carrington. It doesn't even have to do with the eye gouge, which we know Dejanay flipped her wig off over.
When a veteran journalist like Christine Brennan, with 21 Olympic Games and 7 books under her belt, pens an unauthorized biography about you, it's not just sports anymore. It's cultural canon. But here's what has WNBA executives sweating through their suits. This isn't some feel-good highlight reel of Clark's jump shot. It's a full-scale expose, chronicling just how catastrophically unprepared the league was for the biggest moment in its history.
Spoke with somebody from the W who she did not name, and she asked that person, do you know how big this is going to be? And that person responded, yeah, this should be the biggest thing since Maya Moore. Now, Maya Moore is an all-time great player. Maya Moore has never sniffed what Caitlin Clark has meant to the profile of women's basketball. And Christine Brennan was shocked that they would compare it to that.
The success of Brennan's book confirms what the WNBA has been scrambling to deny. Caitlin Clark's influence isn't confined to the court. Even sidelined, she's commanding headlines and topping bestseller charts. While others struggle to draw crowds to half-empty arenas, Clark inspires a best-selling biography. This goes far beyond basketball now. It's about star power, cultural gravity, and the uncomfortable reality that one rookie has outgrown the league meant to contain her.
Is way more important to the WNBA than Tiger Woods was to men's golf, even though he was huge. And to then see this negativity, like why and what should have been done? I looked seriously at the leadership of the WNBA. And how could you not be prepared for this moment? You've seen it happening in the Big Ten. You've seen it at Iowa. You see these TV ratings. And then
who else in the WNBA has a book written about them that shoots to the top of the national bestseller list? Exactly, no one. And that's the problem. While some veteran players gripe about Clark's spotlight and question whether she's earned the hype, the marketplace has spoken, loud and clear. This isn't just about fans chasing a feel-good sports story. They are buying the book because they want the real story, the unfiltered truth behind Clark's turbulent entry into the pros.
People are doing a really good job promoting it for her. I mean, for the folks who are against the Brennan notion or the promotion, they surely are doing a lot of promoting for her. I mean, Dejanay Carrington.
According to Brennan's book, the day after Clark declared for the WNBA draft, she personally called a top league official to see if they truly understood what was about to hit them. Their response: they compared her potential impact to Maya Moore's arrival. Maya Moore, seriously? That comparison alone reveals just how wildly the league underestimated what they were getting. Clark wasn't just another elite draft pick. She was a once-in-a-generation phenomenon who had already shattered every college basketball viewership record in existence.
And this person said, well, this is probably the biggest thing to happen in the WNBA since Maya Moore. And Maya Moore is a great basketball player and deserved to have the kind of attention that Caitlin Clark is getting, but never got it. The notion that the WNBA wasn't ready for this, couldn't believe that this could happen. I think it set in motion so many of the issues and the conversations we've had about the jealousy and the concern that we see from some of the players, the cheap shot hits, Kennedy Carter last year and Marina Mabrey this year, Dana. That it just was the sense that this incredible thing is happening to the WNBA, and the league seems completely, utterly unprepared for it.
If you're enjoying this, don't forget to subscribe. The book's success isn't just making waves in the US, it's spotlighting Caitlin Clark's global reach, something the WNBA has been eager to control the narrative around. Fans aren't just watching from afar, they are boarding planes. At a recent Las Vegas Aces game, supporters flew in from Hawaii and Mexico City, decked out in Clark jerseys and eager to explain how she ignited their passion for women's basketball. One fan from Hawaii told reporters, "I flew here just to see Caitlin Clark. I started with her, but she opened my eyes to the whole league."
What's going on, y'all? This is Beautiful Court. This is GT. Look, I just met a young fan right here who traveled over 852 miles in CCC. We go make sure to get this box checked off, all right? So y'all stay locked in, all right? Let's get it.
This global appeal is exactly what has the WNBA on edge. They are starting to realize that Clark's fan base isn't just made up of American basketball enthusiasts. It's a worldwide community introduced to women's hoops because of her. And here's the part that really stings. These fans aren't loyal to the WNBA. They are loyal to Caitlin Clark. When she's sidelined, ticket prices nosedive, sometimes by 70% within 48 hours. But when she's healthy, games get moved to larger arenas to handle the surge. The Washington Mystics shifted their matchup against the Fever from their cozy 4,200-seat arena to the massive 20,000-seat Capital One arena. The Las Vegas Aces moved their showdown to T-Mobile Arena just to accommodate the flood of fans eager to see Clark go head-to-head with AJA Wilson. These aren't just basketball fans. These are Clark fans, and the league is still playing catch-up.
We're going on vacation to Las Vegas, and we are going to go see Caitlin Clark at the Indiana Fever against the Aces.
No way! Wait, we already have tickets. Really?
Thank you. Thank you.
Caitlin Clark, once in a lifetime opportunity.
Thank you, guys.
While other WNBA players are scrambling for social media traction and fighting for scraps of mainstream media attention, Caitlin Clark is getting the royal treatment from one of the biggest publishers in the business. Scribner, an imprint of Simon & Schuster, didn't just release the book. They are backing it like the cultural landmark it is. This isn't some rushed, surface-level profile. The book features dozens of in-depth interviews and exclusive behind-the-scenes reporting, access typically reserved for authorized projects, not unauthorized biographies. Brennan embedded herself for 6 straight weeks covering Clark's rookie season, a move she persuaded her editor to green light because she understood something the league clearly didn't. This wasn't just a rising star. It was a generational shift unfolding in real time.
Black and white sports supporters, let's talk about Dejanay Carrington because she's angry. Dejanay's mad. That's right, she's mad about Christine Brennan's book and some of the stories that are emerging from said book. Now, what's interesting about what it is that Dejanay's saying here is you do realize there were witnesses to said story that came out. And if you actually pulled the journalist in the court, they're going to bring those witnesses in and be like, she walked in and this is exactly what happened. And the judge is going to look over at you and go.
This wasn't just another sports assignment. It was the real-time documentation of a cultural shift. The most astonishing part, Caitlin Clark never sat down for a single one-on-one interview with Brennan. And yet, the book is flying off shelves. Why? Because people are craving something the league hasn't delivered, honest, unfiltered analysis of the Clark phenomenon. Its commercial success has sent shockwaves through the WNBA, not because insiders are reading it, but because everyday readers are now witnessing the league's incompetence laid bare. This isn't just a niche story about basketball politics. It's a national conversation about how the WNBA catastrophically mismanaged the biggest opportunity in its history. Publishers don't greenlight books like this unless there's overwhelming public interest. And the fact that it became a bestseller without Clark's cooperation proves something the league can no longer ignore. Her appeal stretches far beyond the game.
Harris came back, went to Indy, was with the fever every step of the way.
Wow.
I got a chance to ask 30 to 50 questions. Everything was, nothing was off limits. And she is, as I say in the book, she's 22 going on 40 or 50. Everything
you can
thrown
tell.
at her. I asked her about her like of the Taylor Swift post about Kamala Harris, endorsing Kamala Harris. Would she be endorsing her? You could ask those kinds of questions. Most athletes, as you know, aren't happy when you ask those questions. She looks you in the eye. She gives you long answers. She's direct. She's also very, very funny. And everything was thrown at her. And she handled it in a beautiful way. I say that